direction. So as I was analyzing it, I wanted to try to figure out a good bull case scenario. So I was interested in the short interest. Since it's a low cap, I expected it to be pretty high. And it is. But one thing to take in consideration is the short percent outstanding is half of what the short percent float is. So this is a rare situation here. So this is a setup for a potential short squeeze. And the short ratio I've calculated with 80 million on average 80 million shares traded on a day, volume day. So I think it's the short ratio would be like 3 days to cover. So it's not a lot. So if you did get a squeeze, I don't think it's going to be real significant for a bull run just out of a short squeeze. Okay, so with that said, let's try to get into some targets for the bull case scenario first. These candlesticks here are the weekly time frame, so we're gonna zoom down to the daily real quick and notice these triangles here. This is this move down here that caught my attention. I was wanting it to hit the 250 for support, which it looks like it bounced a little early. So that measurement based off this leg here is your 61.8%. So that's a real good sign for a bull case, a good bounce off the 61.8. Now, typically these type of triangles, it's kind of an ascending triangle. It's similar to this one. So these breakouts or breakdowns, they usually break down to the downside, break to the downside. This one's a little bit more flat, so maybe that's another reason that it could break to the upside. So we're just going to say that since it hit the 61.8, we're going to look for the leg up. So we'll come back later for some bearish scenarios. So let's go ahead and get the bull targets up. Your first one is going to be the 320, and that's based off just a 50% retracement of the last move. So in between the 60 and 61.8 and the 50%. So more or less a zone here. Okay, this price range, which is between 312 and 324. So I just kind of took a little bit of an average there, which really an average would have been more 318 probably. But so that's your first target. So the second one would have been your resistance here. This red dotted line I have at $4. So this 250 and this $4 was the trading range from the last video that I put back out in November, which was right around here. So yeah, probably the beginning of November. And in that video I said there was going to be some potential downside, and I put that target of 181, and it went to 193, I think. So I missed it by 12 cents or so. So sorry about that. But anyways, so that was the bounce there off that target, and it blew past the 250, as you can see, and the correction, if you will, this little move here, that was based off a, let me get the fib out here real quick. Oh yeah, 61.8 based off this move here, because I think this is going to be an expanding flat. So you have 61.8s for a bull case and a bear case. So this is going to be a tough breakout to forecast. So honestly, I don't want to. There are higher targets for this bull case, but I think we really just need to focus on these first two here. Now, for the bear case, $133 and 96 cents. I had 79 cents out from November. 96 cents. So let's put a bear target. Of 133. Yep. Put it right there. Okay, so couple of key facts again. Short interest, looking like it will squeeze, not for very long. So I think your best case scenario for this squeeze is $4. And the move might look similar to this. Okay, notice, let's zoom in actually on that. If the days to cover was 3 days, look at these candlesticks. This is on the daily. So I mean, I'm sure that the short percent float was a little different then, but it seems like the trading volume is anywhere from 77 to 88 million shares a day. I'm pretty sure that's what I found. So I just took an average of 80. That's how I got the 3 days to cover, the percent ratio. But yeah, so you can see there, if it took 3 days to cover, it pretty much took another 2 months to get this drop off to get back to where we're at now. Another actually about 3 or 4 months. So wouldn't be able to make a move till now, based back from August. So okay, there is one thing that sticks out here real quick. I'm gonna put one other bull target up there. Let's see what this one's gonna be. Okay, 491. Let me get rid of some of these targets here real quick. And that would be up here. So I think that's best case scenario right now. So the move would go, if it break, and that's what we have to watch though, going into the next week, is draw your trend lines off this candlestick and this one. If it breaks this trend line, watch how it gets to $3.20. If it kind of takes a while, the longer it takes to get to 320, the better. You don't want a quick pop to 320. So yeah, we need to watch that. And then, if I see something that catches my attention, I'll do another update on that, on how it breaks out on either direction. Okay, so this triangle is very important going into the next week on how to determining our break. Okay, so let me see. So the move is, let me slide over a little bit. Okay, so yeah, this box here represents pretty much the time duration and the move that I'm focusing on. Nothing from previously from May of 2024. All right, so we get a best case scenario to here, and I'm really thinking that there might be a case to break down all the way to 131.33. Now, if one thing to keep in mind, if it does start to head towards that $1, then the fear of delisting starts to become on everybody's mind. SEC requires any stock to be above $1. So maybe short sellers start to come back in, try to drive it to $1, scare everybody out, and then it takes off. I've seen that a lot, actually. I mean, it's not every case, but is what I'm trying to get at is as it gets closer to $1, and if it stays under $1, that's the biggest problem. So you don't want to probably hold and wait till it gets to $1 and then 80 cents, 70 cents, and to see if they do a reverse stock split. Because once this company does that, then they're really scraping, at the bottom of the barrel to try to stay in this market. But I don't see any. I don't see where they've done any stock splits or anything like that previously. So that's a really good bull case for this company. So the further I could stay away from $1, the better. But like I said, I'll try to stay in tune with Lcid for a while here to see, because we need to stay above $4, and the longer we stay above $4, the better. Okay, so like I said, I did this video, started back in November, and I knew that $2.50, $4 was going to be our range. I know it's a wide range, and it really probably wasn't a lot of trading opportunities, but I think the volatility is going to start to increase on this stock. That being said, I know that across the markets right now, we've dropped over 1%. I think it's 1.5 on the S&P, 2% on the NASDAQ, and these are mini futures contracts that are showing these drops right now, and I think the Dow's down 1.3%. So, with all that going on, it's hard to even justify a bull case on these penny stocks right now. So, with that said, let's get some bear. Well, I already put the bear target up there. Yeah. So, yeah, next week, that triangle is what we watch for. And let's see, tomorrow is going to be the 4th. We've already had a gap down in all the indices. So if we gap down, hopefully we stay above the 250. Even though this is a 61.8%, we can have a move that represents a false break from here. Yeah, right at 252 and still continue to bounce up. So as long as we stay above 250 this week, I think that's beating the market. So this would be a possible false break right there, and then start to join in the trend. Look for that. I'll put it in white there for an alternate move, and then really this should be green. All right, let me zoom out one more time, get a good look at everything. All right, so again, this is your break to $4 or $4.91, and really, I think if we break up, and I think $4.91 is a better target than for the potential correction that I'm looking at. But again, I can't emphasize enough, we need to stay above $4 for a couple of days, and it can't just fall right down. If it breaks down, I'm afraid we might be going to $1.30 or under $1. So I hope that helps, and like I said, I'll try to stay tuned with this one and into the break and see how it moves. So good luck until next time.